question number 9. In a given figure, AB and CD are two diameters of a circle. You can already see, right? This and this, they are the diameters, right? They are saying perpendicular to each other, which means this is 90 degree, 90 degree, 90 degree. All right. So let's continue. OD is a diameter of the smaller circle. Clear. If OA equals 7 centimeter, find the area of the shaded region. So how do you find the area of the shaded region? The first is pretty simple. Just have to find this area of the smaller circle, right? Now how do I find this area of this shaded region here? Area of the semicircle. That means this half, alright? Area of this semicircle minus area of this triangle. When I subtract these two, I'll get the shaded region. Alright. So let's start one after the other, right? So here they've given us radius of the largest circle OA, right, is 7 centimeters. So remember, if this is 7, this is also 7, this is also 7, this is also 7. But when you look at the smaller circle, the bigger radius becomes the diameter of the smaller circle, right? So if the diameter OD from here till here is 7, then radius is half, right? It will be 7 by 2. All right, now let's look at area of the triangle also. When you look at a triangle, remember that this AB is the base. Okay, so base, what base means is simply the diameter of the larger circle, right? So this is 7 plus 7, I'm going to get 14. All right, and when you look at the height here, OC is just a radius, right? Which means this is OC equals 7 centimeters. So now let's find the area of the shaded region. All right, so like I told you, area of the larger semicircle, right? The larger semicircle plus area of the smaller circle minus area of this triangle, then I'll get this shaded region also. Alright, so that is what we're doing. I put the formula, I already put the values also, right? Radius is 7 and then radius of the smaller circle is 7 by 2, right? Base into height, like I said, base is 14, height is 7. Alright, so once we're done with it, let's start the division, right? 7 7 7 7, 2 1s are 2 11s are 7 7 7 7, 2 into 11, right? And 2 and then 2 7s are 14. So here we left 11 into 7, here 11 into 7 by 2, right? And 2 1s are 2 5s are 10, 2 5s are 10, all right? And 7 7s are 49. So when you multiply 5.5 into 7, we'll get 38.5. So add these two and subtract with this, we're going to get the area of the shaded region to be equal to 66.5 centimeter square. All right, question number 10. The area of an equilateral triangle ABC is 17320.5. Already given to us, right? From with each vertex of the triangle. Vertex means the top, okay? This one vertex, this is the other vertex, and this is a third vertex. So from there you're drawing 3 circles, right? And you're saying with radius equal to half the length of the side of the triangle. With radius means what? If you look at the radius of the circle, it is OA or AP or BO or BQ or CQ or CP, right? These are the radius. They're saying it's half times the length of the side of the triangle. What else can you also find? Find the area of the shaded region. So how do you find this small blue region here? Area of the equilateral triangle minus area of these 3 sectors. Okay, when I subtract that, I will get the area of the shaded region. All right, so one thing you'll notice here is they have not given us the side of the equilateral triangle. I don't know the length, right? I don't know the side length of the side AB, BC or AC, because this is an equilateral triangle. If I know one, I'll know all the others. All right, once I get the side of this equilateral triangle, I'll get the radius. Why? Because radius is just half, right? So that's how we'll do, right? So first things first, have to find the side of the equilateral triangle, right? How do you do this? From the area of the equilateral triangle they've given to us, right? Then what is the formula for area of an equilateral triangle? Root over 3 by 4 side square, right? So now we'll do cross multiplication. This 4 will go up and then this root 3 will come down, but it will also take the value of root 3 to be equal to 1.73205, right? So I'm just writing it down direct, right? Now when you look here, after I remove the decimal point, right, then how will I write? I'll write 17320.5 into 4 and the division, then 1732005 divided by, you can see that after decimal point there are 5, right? So 1 2 3 4 and 5. Clear? So now if I want to change this division into multiplication, nothing happens to the top, right? But these two will interchange their position. So you can already see here, this is one leg is already up here, and of course this 1732005 is down there, right? Now the next step, you can see that when you look here, it is 17320.5 is there, right? So I'll try to remove this point, okay, which means I have to multiply by 10. So I'll take the 10 from here, okay? I'll take 10 from here. So this was 50, but it became just 4 zeros here, right? And you can see the decimal point has been removed, all right? Then 1372005 into 1, 1373205 into 1, right? I'll be left with 4 into 10,000. Now this square will go to the other side. I'll have a root of, and pretty simple, 4 is the square root of 2, then 10,000 is the square root of 100, okay? So that's how we'll get the side of this equilateral triangle to be equal to 200, which means what will be the radius? Radius OA will be 100, right? Because they said half, all right? Okay, so next here you can see radius of each circle equals half the length of the side of the triangle, half, right? So what did we get the length of the side of the triangle to be equal to? 200. So divide by 2, half, right? So I'm going to get 100. And because the question says it is an equilateral triangle, we know that theta will be equal to 60, 60, and 60. All right, so now let's find the area of this three sectors. The formula is what? Pi r square theta by 360. These three is there because they are three sectors, right? Now radius we got 100 and 100, theta we know 60. Put in a value, let's start division. 0, 0, 6, 1, 6, 6, 6, 36, 3 1s, 3 2s, 6, 2 1s, 2 1s, then 2 5s, 10, 2 7s, 14. All right, then I'm going to have 1.57 into 100 into 100. Now let's try to remove this decimal point. So when I multiply 1.57 into 100, I'll have 157. Right, again multiply by 100, I'll get this in total. All right, 15700 centimeter square. So the last part we just have to subtract, right? So like I told you, area of the shaded region, area of this equilateral triangle minus area of this three sector, which we already got the value. So I put here a value, you subtract, and we're going to get the shaded blue region to be equal to 1620.5 centimeter square. All right, next question. On a square handkerchief, this is a handkerchief, all right? 9 circular designs, each of radius 7 centimeter are made. Find the area of the remaining portion of the handkerchief. Remaining portion means all this region, okay? You can see we're asked to find this, right? So how will we find? We can find it by area of the square, the whole area of the square, minus area of this 9 circles. Okay, when I subtract those two, I'll get this the remaining region, right? But you'll notice here that they have not given us the side of a square. We don't know, right, the length. Okay, we don't know how much is 80, and you know that in a square all the sides are equal, right? So how do you find? Now you look here, 9 circular design, each of radius 7 centimeter, right? So from there we'll find radius of the circle means what? From here till here is 7, right? If I find a diameter, it will be 7 plus 7, right? Again 7 plus 7. I'm trying to find a diameter. Okay, so can you see 14 plus 14 plus 14? If I add the 3 diameters, right, will I get the length of the square? I will get. Okay, so you can see radius given, so side of the square equals 3 times diameter of the circle, right? Radius is almost 7, that means diameter is double, it will be 14, right? So you can see here 3 into 14, I'm getting the side of the square to be equal to 42 centimeter. Now let's find the area of the remaining portion. Like I told you, area of the square minus area of the 9 circles, right? Area of a square formula is simple, side square, then 9 into area of one circle is how much? Pi r square, right? So 42 into 42, then pi is into by 7, radius is 7 into 7, right? Then I can divide these two, and when you multiply 14 into 42, we'll get 1764, and when you multiply 9 into 22 into 7, we'll get 1386. So subtract these two, and we're going to get the area of the remaining region to be equal to 378 centimeter square. All right, let's do one more. Question number 12. OACB is a quadrant. That means this whole thing is a quadrant, okay? With center O and radius given to us, right? So remember that OB and of course even OA are the radius, right? So there's 3.5, this whole is also 3.5. So and then they've given us even OD. OD means this region, right? This height, right? This much to be equal to 2 centimeter. Find the area of the quadrant, right? So first we'll find this quadrant, right? After, let's go to the next, right? So how do you find the area of the quadrant? Pretty simple. Area of the quadrant means simply what? 1 by 4 times the area of the circle, right? We have been doing this, so I've written here. Radius already given 3.5, right? Then 2 2s are, then 2 11s are, 7 7, 7 0.5 equals 3.5, right? Now we multiply 11 is 0.5 and 3.5, we'll get 19.25 by 2. When you divide, we're going to get the area of this quadrant to be equal to 9.625 centimeter square. Next, the shaded region, right? Alright, so let's do it in the next page. So shaded region means this region, right? How do you find? Area of the quadrant, the whole quadrant, okay, minus area of this triangle, then I'll get this shaded region, right? So simple as there, right? So for the quadrant, we've already solved. How much did we get? 9.625 centimeter 9.625 centimeter square, right? Then area of this triangle, so remember this is the base and this is the height, all right? Because remember here this will be 90 degree, right? Alright, so simply put it, half base into height. Base is 2.5, height is 2. So I can divide 2 1s, 2 1s, I'll be simply left here with 3.5. So when you subtract these two, we're going to get the area of this region, the blue region, to be equal to 6.125 centimeter square.